In this life, everybody shall have a valley experience. But those that hold on to God know while they're going through, Jesus will never leave you nor forsake you. While you're giving God some praise, I want to say this song. There's a lily longest in the valley, found it to be bright as the morning star. There's a lily longest in the valley, it's bright as the morning star. There really is a lily in the valley. The stars said, amen. Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Joy, don't you know it's in the valley? Found it to be bright as the morning star. Somebody found it. Joy in the valley is bright. The morning star. Somebody found it. Joy in the bright as the morning star. Good God Almighty, this evening, Grandpa, come say your piece. Come on, say it. Somebody found love in the valley, found it to be bright. Somebody found love in the valley. Somebody found peace. I found it in the valley. Found it to be bright as the morning star. Somebody found peace. Found it in the valley. Bright as the morning star. Somebody found peace. Found it. And it bright.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Oh, he slayed me. Oh, he slayed me. Yeah, but I trust him. Oh, he slayed me. I'll trust in the Lord. So talked about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. But I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all. Everybody say, oh. The world can't give us heaven. This joy, the world can't take it away. Say, have your hands up. Here we go. After all that I've been through. I still have joy. Hey, still. I still have joy. Still. I still have joy.
This is Shanina Shoemate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Issues After Dark.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive into today's breaking news, trending social media, and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
It's about that time again.
Yes.
We're back. Episode 80.
Wow.
Issues After Dark. Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
Hello.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Not a prophet, not a fortune teller, but I believe today's going to be a good one.
Yes, yes, yes.
I got to get that soundbite of Halle Berry. Real good. I got to get that. That sound
From what? From what?
From Monsters.
From what? Oh, I didn't watch Monsters
It's
Ball.
the genre of its usage, but yeah.
I didn't watch. I didn't watch
You ever watch
that.
Monsters Ball?
I didn't want to. I knew the
Award-winning film.
and
It's a good movie. It's very
I
good.
didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. I didn't like where it was headed.
How do you not? If you didn't see it, how do you know where it was headed?
They play trailers.
Oh, you can't go by.
I determined by a trailer whether or not I want to watch a movie. What?
You can't go by the trailer.
I can, and I do.
You can't. You can't. I mean, you do. Obviously, you do. Obviously, you do.
I do.
How you doing, Donna?
I'm well. How are you, Dion?
I'm doing good.
I am.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm excited. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm not tired right now as I had been this week, though. Body's had to get a little bit. I'm older now.
1 year older.
I'm 1 year older. You
Yeah.
see
You're starting the year.
See the bag in the bag?
Yeah.
One of a kind.
Really?
Unicorn.
Okay.
Some of my female student athletes. Oh, it's got a balloon. I still got the balloon on it. The helium is holding up.
Oh wow, that's yeah.
I put that
Happy
back there. I
birthday
figured it
again.
was such a beautiful way in which they surprised and gave that to me. I said, yeah, I'll put that in the background of the broadcast.
Very nice.
Of course, until the balloon doesn't hold up, then you got to take it down. You don't want no limp balloon. You don't want that. It sends the wrong message to the audience. It's got to stand up. Wow.
Okay. All right.
We're only talking about,
Next.
balloons. What's wrong? We're
Next.
just talking about balloons.
You and your double entendre. Stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, let's tell the people what we're talking about today. Then I'm gonna get a little bit more into your business.
Okay.
I like that watch you have on, by the way. See, I'm in
Thank
your
you.
business.
It's an Apple
Segment
Watch.
1, relationships. We're gonna talk about relationships from the perspective of the Montgomery Alabama Brawl. Again, it's Thursday, so our special guest is Leticia Evans. She'll be with us. Yeah. She had a Zumba class today, so I'm pretty sure she's feeling a bit super special.
Ooh, Zumba.
Something like that. I don't even know what Zumba is.
I tried Zumba one time and realized I had lost my rhythm.
Okay. Have you been following this Montgomery Alabama Brawl?
Oh yes, I have.
All right, I don't want to leave anything on the cutting room floor. I'll wait till we come back from break because I want to know from you, how did you even find out about it? Because I was confused for a minute. I was like, what is? And Pastor Meach, if he's listening, he had me really confused because I thought he was really doing something special in the community. I was like, oh, that's different. I've never seen anything like that done before. Segment number 2.
Oh gosh.
Marriage segment. Here's what I want to talk about, Donna. What if your spouse gets into a physical fight? I'm looking at the Montgomery, Alabama. There was a lot of people involved in this brawl on the shoreline.
Yes.
And I got to thinking, what if Leticia got kind of, charged up, and she was the one who mollywopped that woman and then threw her in the water. Or what if Leticia got off the boat and Leticia was getting beat by two white women? What is my role? You know, they say a man not supposed to hit women under any circumstance, but what happened if two heifers is wailing on your wife? I want to talk about that. And then, you know, she'll be on the broad. I want to, what role does she have? If I'm winning the fight and then somebody else jumps in it, now I'm not winning anymore. Is she supposed to get beat up too? Because, I mean, she ain't going to help me win. She can get involved, but she's probably going to get beat up too.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, when it comes to marriage, what if your spouse is in a physical fight? What do you do? And I'm interested to see what people say. And then in segment number 3, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're turning the tables on my co-host Donna. She's gonna be on the hot seat.
I don't know why. I don't know why, y'all. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, we like putting you on the hot seat.
I know, but I don't understand why.
Because it's good for us. It's good for us all. It's good for the world. We are the world. We are the children. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
And we're good at asking questions, and you're good at answering questions that you don't know are being asked.
Right. I have no idea.
Throw you softballs. I'm the only one going to throw you fastballs.
They didn't give me a list or anything, y'all.
We never do.
Nothing.
That's not a Bitter Cup media way.
It is not. I know
it wasn't an RMG way. We never give people a heads up on what questions.
Not scripted. No.
You come on our show, you better know what you're talking about. Don't embarrass yourself. Yeah. We're good at it. So what's been happening in your world? I see your hair is laid to the side. You got your part a little more to the left. What's happening?
I'm trying to think. I had 3 days off, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
And did absolutely nothing other than some things I needed to do around the house. This past weekend, about 14 years ago, my daughter, maybe 15 years ago, my daughter and I co-founded a summer reading program, San Francisco. And the next year we started a backpack drive, which was just backpacks come in. I set it up so the kids could kind of like shop for their backpacks rather than have a backpack thrown at them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't been in about 2 or 3 years to the event, and I went over Saturday. They had food trucks. They have tables set up for people to come and get information. They had a vision screening and the backpacks. And I thought, wow, this is a whole lot different from that very first year when it was just backpacks and people greeting people. And what was interesting about it is that in those early days, people would bring their ID with them. And we were like, we don't need your ID. You don't have to prove, that you exist. We're here to provide this for you. We learned, though, quickly that the parents need to bring the kids with them because at some point, the brothers was on the corner selling backpacks that they had picked up at the backpack drive. So from that point forward, we'd say, no, you have to bring your kids with you. And the kids get to choose the backpacks. Yeah.
Wow. You imagine Thugalicious.
Yep.
Coming, getting a backpack and then going on the corner and selling backpacks.
And selling them. Yes.
Down the street from a free backpack giveaway. They just got backpacks.
Absolutely.
Boy, that's terrible. But the terribleness of that made me think of this. Did you see that report on Fox News? They did a hit piece on Oakland today.
I didn't. I saw the video. I didn't listen to it. But
oh my God.
Yeah.
They did. They called Oakland Fentanyl Island.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Fentanyl Island. And they talked about this $60 million that's supposed to be going to a nonprofit to help build houses for the homeless. But nobody has an account of where the money went. And the houses were built, but nobody moved in them. And that they have this little area in Oakland where everybody with fentanyl is being bussed over and dropped off and stuff like that. And I guess there's always fires. Somebody was on representing Oakland. A guy I have never seen representing Oakland at all, ever. And he was talking about there's always burnt out cars. And they've been finding a lot of dead bodies in there. Cars burned out.
Which part of Oakland?
It looks like it's over there by the port.
West Oakland.
Yeah, the West Oakland area.
Wow.
They were talking about Oakland being, I think he was either the 3rd or the 5th largest homeless population. And to handle the homelessness, all they're doing is throwing money to make people homeless. Oh, it was bad. There was one guy on there that had some pretty good points. He had some pretty good points, but for the rest of that panel, man, they were pulling their pants down in the middle of the street and defecating on Oakland.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dion, the news coming out of Oakland, like I live miles and miles away and I don't, it's just down the street. I am, and I'm sad to say this, but I'm hesitant to go into Oakland these days. I don't want to drive and park my car in Oakland these days.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah.
About a city with a population that looks like me, but I'm concerned about the city and where it's headed.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were talking about in this hit piece that they were just giving money to give people free drugs.
Oh gosh.
That they're just giving them drugs and giving them all the fentanyl and all the needles that they want.
But who's giving them this?
The city of Oakland, paying for it, funding it, underwriting it. One lady said the amount of money that they're giving to the homeless issue to completely underwrite the school districts. Lack of funds.
Gosh,
that's a tough part. I mean, you may not want to like it. It's a hit piece, and when it comes from Fox News,
well, of course,
kind of hard to, even if Fox News is telling the truth, it's kind of hard to hear it.
Right.
But money don't lie, and if they're spending that kind of money on fentanyl and needles so that people who don't want to be a part of society can kind of do what they like, but yet spending that kind of money causes the school districts to, kind of suffer. You're going to spend $60 million on people who want to do drugs, don't want to live right, and you're going to take it away from kids who are trying to get an education. That's kind of a tough. Now here's the thing. Who said that money here is that money there?
Right.
But it was a hit piece, and it was ugly. It was ugly. You know the kind of people who listen to Fox News for the most part.
Yes.
People who buy into Fox News.
Who want that
blind
stuff.
And seeker.
Who want to hear that.
When people say, Dion, where you live? I say, I live in Oakland. They was like, oh God.
Yeah.
You all right? You safe?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, we're going to go to our first break on Issues After Dark. We come back, we're going to bring our special guest in, Montgomery Alabama Brawl, from a relationship perspective.
Reach over and tell somebody, I'm going all the way. Woo! The presence of God is in this place tonight. All the way, I'm going all the way. All the way, I'm going all the way. All the way, I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. Put those hands up and tell him all the way. All the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I made a promise, Lord, every day of my life. All the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way with the Lord. I made my decision. I made my decision. I'm going all the way. I made my choice. I made your hands and tell him all the way. Going all the way. Hallelujah. I'm going all the way with the Lord. No turning back. No turning back. I'm going all the way. No turning back. No turning back. Yeah. Somebody shouted, no turning back. Cry Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I fight. I know what he said about getting slapped, but if you touch me or mine, we gonna have to scrap. So try Jesus.
What?
Please don't
What an apropos song.
Yes, indeed.
Because
Saturday.
Lord have mercy.
Saturday, the world took a turn.
Yeah.
August 5th, the day after my birthday, it might become a national holiday.
Day that will live in infamy.
That day, and we got video evidence.
Yep.
Montgomery, Alabama, there was a brawl, ladies and gentlemen. There was a boat, a platoon boat, that decided they just gonna park on the riverbank, the river boat area of the dock, and they're just gonna, park wherever they like.
Yeah.
There's only one group of people in the world who historically have done stuff like that.
The joy of being privileged.
White people. Not getting on all white people, but these particular white people in the South were acting very American white.
They were acting white.
Entitled.
The caucasity of it all, yes.
And there's a riverboat that has nearly 300 people on it. That's their parking space. They need the dock. Yeah. And they're out in the middle of the bay, of the water there, waiting to dock, and this boat won't move. And I found out they had been out there for 45 minutes. 45 minutes waiting on some white people with their private platoon boat to move. And they were like, we ain't, whatever reason, we ain't moving. So a small boat on the riverboat took one of the boat captains, boat security, onto the land. And he untied the platoon boat and moved it down the pier, and he tied it back up so that no damage would come to their boat, so that the river boat could dock. All hell breaks loose after that.
Yeah.
Let's bring in our special guest, Leticia Evans, who's always on with us. Leticia, how are you doing today? You're doing well. All right, we're going to have to speak up a little louder because, I'm just saying, you turn your mic off.
I don't know.
It's
Is that better?
Minute. That's much better.
Okay.
Much better. I see the waves in your hair.
Oh
my.
Come on, waves.
You see them waves?
Oh, I see that. Yes.
Considering we're talking about riverboats, I mean.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
That's weird.
Some pretty good waves.
That's a segue.
So before we go any further,
yeah,
ladies, how did you find out about what was going on?
Well, for me, I was on Facebook, and these threads kept popping up about Montgomery and but they weren't being specific. I'm like, okay, so let me just research, let me Google it, and I Googled it, and the videos popped up, and I went, wow, yeah. So I don't ever have to watch the news. I just go on Facebook, and other people say stuff is happening. Yes.
Well, what about you, Leticia? How did you find out about it?
And my sister, I think it was Carol, sent the video in a group text. and I didn't really know what it was. I just saw some wording that said, I'm glad people came to his rescue. So I kind of clicked on it, but I didn't watch it all the way. I watched it a little more thoroughly when you, Dion, began to watch the video.
So now you guys' angle is very different from mine.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding what everybody's talking about folding chairs for.
Oh,
You didn't see it?
I didn't see it.
Oh,
I don't. People
Go
are
ahead,
talking about
Miss
folding,
Donna.
and then like Pastor Demetrius of 23rd Avenue Church of God in Oakland, he posts on Sunday, some date like the first Sunday in September. Stop by the church and everybody can get a free chair, free folding chair. And I'm thinking,
I love us.
so creative, aren't we?
I'm thinking, I was just at your church. You just gave me a full tour. I didn't see any folding chairs for giving away. I have no clue. And as I'm continue moving around, and then I see Luther Vandross. A chair is still a chair.
Wow.
And I'm like, hey, that's Luther Vandross. That's what I'm talking about. Even when there's no one sitting there. And so, but I still have no clue. And then somehow I'm looking at too many things about a chair, too many things about good to see black people standing up for themselves. Then I start hearing about Aquaman.
Yes.
Or somebody, like, I forget the first name, but it was like a Deshaun Phelps. And I'm thinking Michael Phelps, the swimmer. Is he related to Michael Phelps? I have no clue. Then all of a sudden they show this video, and an arrow on the video shows a young man swimming towards the shore.
Off the boat. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what did the young man jump off the boat to swim to shore for? And it is in that context I ran into the videos that told me what was going on in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
I had no clue. No clue. Of course, I'm sure you guys have all watched the videos by now.
Yeah.
A lot.
From every
down.
angle.
Mm-hmm.
From a relationships perspective. We talk about black trauma a lot. Relationship is a huge spectrum. From a relationship perspective, what are y'all thoughts on what happened out there? I want to hear from you. Come on, Leticia, she's right there. Go on, say it.
I think it was an opportunity for Black people who have seen these kinds of engagements over the course of our history, whether it be live, up close and personal, or video, or reading about it, hearing stories, and they're watching it up close, and they understand this is an opportunity for us to be able to stand in a way that we hadn't stood in past, or that there isn't footage of us standing, with one another, and they come to the aid of someone who looks like them. I have to tell you, when I first saw the engagement between the white people and the what was his position? They
called him a security guard, but he actually worked on the boat. He was one of the
He's the co-captain. He's a co-captain.
Co-captain.
Get his title right.
Yeah,
for real.
Yes, he had a
right to do what he was doing. He was official.
Right.
He wasn't some Samaritan trying to do good deeds. He was doing his job. He was working.
Yeah,
he was on the clock.
Yeah, and so when they saw him, they couldn't within themselves stand down. They had to respond, and I personally, I was so grateful to see it happen, because I would have felt disgust, disdain, just immense anger if there was a boat full of Black people, of Black people watching one of their own just being pummeled, and they not act. So
would you have acted?
I would have done my best. I don't know if I would have I don't swim great, so I wouldn't have jumped in the water and swam across. But if there were like women jumping in, I probably would have done something to pull women off. I wouldn't have tried to engage men unless, it was a response to their engagement with me. But I would have definitely, if I saw that the tables were skewed and there was a lot more of them and the Black people were being, overtaken, I would feel compelled to do something.
What about you, Donna?
Dion, when I first saw the video, and I only saw it from the one angle, I wasn't sure how to feel.
What was the one angle you saw it from?
From the angle where the co-captain and the white man were interacting. Right?
So you saw it from the boat.
Yeah.
Somebody's on the boat filming the shore.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then he walked away and then came back. And when and I'm seeing them talk, and I'm going, oh, this is not good. And when he throws his hat up in the air, the white guy goes after him. And then when the other white men come out, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And the people that came to help were waiting for the boat, right? For the boat to dock so they could get on. And they came down and I thought, okay, let's see where this is going. What's going to happen here? And it just erupted. Suddenly there were women in the midst of women from the pontoon boat, Black women. And then at the end, when Brother Man took his white chair and hit the woman over the head with it. And I thought, well, now I don't know about that, but the rest of it, I was excited to see Black men step in and say, not today. Not today.
Did you see the Black women? So you only saw that angle. So you didn't get to see the, I guess it would be the east side angle, the rear perspective of the boat.
No, I saw that.
Where the women got into fights with the other women.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
The Black women got into fights with the white women, and one Black woman mollywopped this white woman, drug her to the edge, and threw her in the water.
Oh, my gosh. I missed that. I probably would have enjoyed that.
Now, here's the thing. As a believer, I know I am not supposed to enjoy that.
I know. That's why I was.
But I enjoyed every single second. You know why?
Why?
Because what we were witnessing, and I haven't heard this angle spoken by anybody. Feel free to dialogue with me on this. What I saw was a community of people saying, hell no, you're not going to traumatize us today.
Yeah.
Everything about that incident was about stopping Black trauma. You're not going to traumatize us today. Because see, what these white dudes didn't know was beating him was beating in. That was the epitome of picnic.
Yeah.
Just pick them. Just pick one. And they saw a guy who was walking in the authority of his job. And they were like, we don't care about your authority. We don't care about your manhood. We don't care about your existence. And they got so aggressive and entitled and walking in their daily privilege, they put hands on that man without even considering the cameras.
Not just the cameras.
He has a uniform on.
They're not even considering the cameras. They're not considering that the people that are in their sphere, the people that are waiting on dock and the people that are on will respond. They're not even factoring that in. They come from all vantage points and they descend on this one man. It was kind of like a mob mentality. They just kind of like, ooh, there's one, we got one, let's go. And they took over. But they didn't factor in that the Black people were going to come to the aid.
Now, what I liked about the Black folks' response, their initial response was not violent. The initial Black men, when it was a 5-on-1, it was 4 white men and 1 white woman. Now, the white woman could be a little sketchy. Maybe she was trying to pull somebody off.
I think she was trying to pull.
When you're family, you're a part of that group, and you're that close, Hey,
Too
it's
bad.
5. We ain't got time to split hairs.
Right.
But the first brothers that came down who were like, oh, hell no, y'all ain't gonna let y'all do this. They didn't go down throwing punches.
Mm-mm.
They went down to just
Separate
pull
it.
people off the brother. Hey, stop this, cut this out. And then they turned on the help. And that's when I saw all hell break loose.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old young man that they're calling Aquaman. He
Swam
jumps
across.
into the water. He's now called the first black man to ever swim to a fight.
I love us.
They got so many names for him. They got about at least 10 names for him, and all of them are good.
And he was working on the boat.
He swims to shore, gets on the shoreline, takes his shoe
swings.
off.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he's fighting, mollywopping, picks a dude up and body slams him to the ground. And all I could do in the confines of my house, watching it on my phone, was say, "The Lord bless you."
Yeah.
The Lord bless, because I'm sick and tired.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, what happened in Montgomery is America's biggest fear.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Black people responding to you the way you initiate with us.
Right.
This country is deathly afraid of black folks saying, you know that whole turn the other cheek? Oh, hell no.
Try Jesus.
Try Jesus, but don't try me, because I throw hands.
Right.
Well, it's like that video the young woman made a couple of years ago, and she closed it out. Someone mentioned it on Facebook that America better be glad that black people want equality and not revenge.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's real talk.
Yeah. Because if we wanted revenge, then it would be Montgomery all over the place. Because we're tired.
Mm.
And here's the thing. For black people in this country, we're way... white America is overdue for a butt whooping. Montgomery wasn't it. Montgomery is a peephole look into what could take place.
As they were with the civil rights movement.
It's peephole. And again, I don't condone violence as an initial response.
No.
But I surely condone violence in any form of self-defense.
Right.
You can argue with that black man, and there were reports now, even on the in the court reports, that there was a lot of racial charged language prior to that white man putting his hands on that brother.
Wow.
They was calling him all kind of ends.
The mayor of that city is black, and he said he doesn't believe it was a hate crime.
Yeah, I watched a snippet of an interview with him on it, and the news broadcaster asked what his thoughts were on the fight, and he said, you really can't be upset at people who are coming to the aid of their coworker who was being right. So I just kind of laughed because I think the intent was to get him to say, oh no, I'm not, I don't condone this, and he didn't say that. He's like, well, you can't blame people for running to the aid of their coworker.
Look, there's a law called bystander apathy. There's a famous white show in America, sitcoms, who ended a 2-day special. When a show ends and it's no longer going to be renewed, it's the finale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a 2-day finale, and it was on the subject bystander apathy.
Wow.
Where every cast member on the show at the end of the finale was jailed because they watched a crime happen
and did nothing.
Did nothing. And up until this show, that was the standard.
Yeah.
It ain't my problem.
Right.
It ain't my monkey, so it ain't my circus.
Right.
But laws started to be put on the books where if you are in the vicinity of a crime being committed and you do nothing,
Yeah.
you are guilty of a crime yourself. You guys remember what that show was? Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld.
Wow.
That's how Seinfeld signed off.
Oh, yeah. I remember them all being jailed. Yeah.
Bystander apathy. And here's what's funny. Bystander apathy seems to be law until it's us
Surprise.
refusing to just be a bystander, being apathetic.
Right.
So when I get to the point of the man with the chair, when I saw that, I was like you, Donna. As long as he was beating the dude, I was like, oh, yeah. Get him, because he's still coming forward.
Right.
I'm fearful for my life.
Right.
But then when he walked over and he popped the woman.
And she was just sitting there. She had already been knocked down.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And I was like, oh, no, that one might get you. That one right there
Listen,
might get you.
One of the observers in the background said, he going to jail. He going to jail for that.
Yeah. I heard that. But here's the thing. Is he guilty if because I understand what he's experiencing.
Yeah.
Mob mentality in the South.
Right.
If a police officer can kill a black kid simply because an argument engaged loud and the kid reached for his belt because his pants was falling, and the police officer can say, I shot and killed him because I feared for my life, then what cause do you have to arrest a black man for beating everybody white with a chair when they're the ones beating on black folks for no reason at all? I feared. We're going to break and come back on the other side and go to another level with this.
Well, there you go. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love for me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty, set me free. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love to me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty, set me free. If it hadn't been for the love who was on my side, lost like a ship without a guide, from sinking, sailing, lifting me, broke the chains that were binding me. The sun sets free, truly free indeed. Now I'm walking in my liberty. Don't even know where my life would be Lord, if you hadn't shown your love for me, that would bother me. Nobody but Jesus could do it.
And when I felt like I could not last, I was found by guilt of my past. But I gave the Lord my life, and in exchange, He gave me brand new life. I haven't been the same. Who the sun takes me.
Woke up this morning to somebody in a video talking about something I posted in a video. If it wasn't me, then would you even get offended? Or is it just because I'm black and heavy? Y'all don't hear me though.
Yeah.
I've been the same since I've been dropping slow on this and that. Call up anybody I know and they will tell you that fame is pretty new, but I've been used to people judging me. That's why I'm moving while I'm so
I do have yellow in the tummy. I don't know what to do with them.
Shout out to Sharonda Wheat and Stanley Joseph, who have given thumbs up on the broadcast.
All right.
That's what's happening. Bring back our special guest on Thursday, episode 80 of Issues After Dark.
Yes.
Leticia, what kind of shirt is that you got on?
It's a T shirt.
What does it say?
Tea.
It says Rose Apothecary locally sourced.
Are you wearing a shirt that you can't read?
It's upside down. Handcrafted with care.
You should be able to see it better than I.
I didn't know how to spell the word. That's why I made you say it. I figured instead of me trying to say it, it's your shirt.
That's terrible.
You say it. So we were talking about Montgomery, Alabama, the brawl. And if you read the New York Times article on that, there are sound bites from that. People like you have never heard something of this violent nature occurring, and it being kind to black people.
Wow.
The sound bites. And Leticia, you were talking about the mayor. Donnie, you was bringing some stuff up about the mayor. And I'm like, what can the mayor say?
Yeah.
I mean, he could do the same old, trying to align himself with, I'm an official. I'm the mayor of the city, and I'm the mayor of all groups. I mean, you could play that role.
You could play the all lives matter.
Just like, hey, I'm the mayor for all peoples, not just black people. But I appreciated his response. I appreciate he didn't take that stance. I
appreciated the chief of police response, and he's not black. Yeah. I appreciated that they arrested these white folks.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying, I'm not saying what. Now, if you're listening to the broadcast and you happen to be white, I'm talking to you. You weren't in Montgomery, Alabama. You weren't out there beating on a black man because you had him outnumbered with your family. You weren't out there calling him the N-word. So don't. Although I don't think white people think like that.
Like what?
Dude, they don't think like my people.
You talk about
my
white people. I don't think they think you're talking about them.
Not like we do.
Not like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter
about a black man. We all look like, who you talking about me too?
My daughter.
That's how you really
collective
feel?
thinkers.
And my daughter say to you, no, but you're my friend. Well, wait, but I'm black. But I wasn't talking to you. You're a different black. You're not the black I'm talking about.
My daughter once asked. My daughter once asked, Mama, do you think white people say like we say my people?
They don't.
Said, nah,
they don't think like that.
It's too broad, and it's it's a man-made construct. So they're not. They use it, but they're not. It's not.
Not the same.
It's not the same because they aren't the same. It's
not.
They
don't have the. They don't have a historical reason to band together.
Right.
Just to
like experience. No.
They don't have a collective trauma. They don't have a collective.
Right. A collective trauma.
Having said.
Yes.
Marriage. That's why we got Leticia on here on Thursdays.
Yes.
What if you were on the riverboat, Harriet? Now, that's something cold too.
Harriet.
The riverboat's name is Harriet.
Harriet.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that was your brother. Let's say that was your son. Let's say it was your husband. And he's just trying to do his job. And then all of a sudden, while it's being filmed by hundreds of people, all of a sudden a white man gets so angry that he is not being respected for his whiteness that he hauls off and sucker punch your family member. For you brothers who are listening, let's separate. It's not a brother. It's a woman. It's your daughter.
Oh.
It's your mother. It's your niece. And all of a sudden, from a distance, you notice them being mollywopped. Not just one-on-one fight where it's fair, but one person sucker punches to shock the individual, creating a victim, and then other people jump him to the ground and they're just wailing on him while he's on the ground in full uniform. Yeah. If you're the spouse, here's my question. What role or what involvement do you have to also get into that physical fight? Leticia?
I would like to say that I would stay, somewhat composed and call 911 but I'm not certain of my response, because I think if you're in the moment and your emotions are, if you're taken by surprise, you're in the moment and your emotions overtake you, you may not know exactly what you would be capable of doing. Right. So I would like to say, I would try to keep people at bay. I would try to, call 911 for aid, but I might very well jump in if I see more than one person attacking you and it looking like they're overtaking you. I might just say, I have to do what I have to do. And if I get harmed in the way,
you know what, Donna?
It is what it is.
Yeah. I am offended by her answer.
Why?
Watch this. It's Seth. They're mollywopping Seth.
What?
They're beating Seth on the shoreline. No. What are you gonna do?
I'm all over it.
See?
I'm all over it. I'm grabbing a chair. I'm grabbing a rock, a brick, a chair, a something.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna be all white. She's gonna have a white response against me. I want to say I'd call 911.
I would like to say. I'm saying I would
like to say that I would be called.
Right, but you're a man who would be man against man.
No, same situation.
Okay, but I'm saying if there was more than one and they were overtaking you, I don't think I could stand by and just wait for, the police to arrive or someone else to come to your aid. I think I would find myself just compelled. Like I probably wouldn't even be able to control it.
If it was Seth, would you call 911 first?
I would be choking people out.
That's what I thought.
I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
I would be in the midst of it. That's my child.
No. This is what I'm getting at. That young man was somebody's child. That young man, he belonged to a community of people. And we were not. Some people called 911. Some people tried to break it up, and some people saw him as a father. Some people saw him as a brother. Some people saw him as a son. And you saw all of those responses on that shorefront. Donna, what about you?
What's
your role? What is your role, Donna, in a physical fight? Let's say you're in the mall with your grandson.
Oh no, it's on.
And these white boys from a Catholic school just start jumping on him.
Donna.
No.
What you gonna do?
No, I'm
not even time for that.
Not even time for taking off nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna be yelling, but I'm heading in the same direction because I don't play that.
No.
With my family, no. We're not gonna do that. No. It's just the way. I think for me, I wouldn't even have time to think about, Donna, what are you going to do? I'd be right in it.
Knee-jerk reaction,
And yeah, it's just yeah, that's not going to happen. I've done that with my daughters. I don't recognize that I do this, but if we're in a store and things are happening and I start loud talking and my girls go, Mama, please, don't. It's okay. It's okay. No. I'm like, what you talking about? They said, it's all right. We're good. I'm like, no, Mama, don't do that. And I don't even realize I'm doing it until they say, okay, Mama, you can stop. Well, they shouldn't be able to get away with that, you know. But yeah, so I would be the one that would, I'd be in the mix.
I like what you said, Donna. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with that.
Yeah.
And we live in a country where certain groups of people have always gotten away with their mistreatment of a certain other group of people.
Absolutely.
In particular,
Yeah. And that's not.
Did you guys watch how the police were handling the situation?
I never saw them arrive. I didn't see that part of the video.
You probably did.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
probably did and didn't notice it.
I did see the gentleman with the chair attacked. That's the only thing that I saw. I saw him brought down.
Where did he get that chair from?
I think that's the question. I think that's the question. Where did he get it from?
A chair is still a chair.
Well, these days it's a weapon, it's earrings, it's people, it's t-shirts, it's interviews with the chair. I mean, it's just a whole Walmart. Somebody wanted to do a video with a white chair, and Walmart had sold out of the white chair.
You're kidding.
They had to get a black chair and say that the chair was in disguise. No white chairs anywhere.
What?
I saw a meme of a guy. He had a chair attached to his belt loop.
Right.
Just in case you need it. Like, you know how people have a gun?
Yeah.
He had a chair. And then I saw there's somebody who, wade in the water.
Yes.
Somebody rewrote it and said, fade in the water.
Just can't.
Fade in the water, children, fade.
But here's the thing about us, that no matter what we can have to contend with, at the close of the day, humor is going to come out of it.
Always.
Humor is, we're going to take it and we're going to flip it. And it's going to be something that now the majority, white people may not get it, but Black people are loving every moment of it. And the more it shows up, the funnier it gets. There's always humor. That's a consequence of
But
the
you
trauma.
can have humor when you're not guilty. Nobody can ever be mad at somebody defending life.
Right.
Well, what is the alternative to what people did? You can't ask people once they get engaged with a violence to all of a sudden have a tempered violence. No, you got to match the violence that is being manifested. This is not a time, because if you're going to get involved with violent people, if you got people being violent simply because they don't like being told the truth, they don't like to obey the law.
They didn't want to take orders from a Black man.
What if you didn't stop them? You think they weren't going to hit him with a chair?
They all piled on top of him. They all piled on top of him.
He would have been unconscious.
Yeah.
And like I said, maybe the woman was trying to pull somebody off, maybe. But at this time, we don't have time to count. I don't even know that you are a woman at this time.
And nobody's going to interview you. And
if you was light skinned in there, you might have got popped a couple of times on accident just because you looked white.
Yeah.
But I loved how them brothers stood in a line and they walked over to the boat. And the men had retreated. The violent violators had retreated back to the boat. And the brothers walked to the boat and confronted them while they were on their boat and let them have it on the boat.
On their
and on their let them have it on the boat that they would not move, and the boat that they felt so sensitive about, in the boat that they cared more about the boat than they cared about the man.
Right.
Oh, they pulled them dudes off that boat and they ragdolled them. And like I said, I don't want to believe I like violence, but I loved every second. I felt it was right, and I don't believe anybody black who helped. I do not believe that they should be hauled into court. Mayhem, a public brawl is mayhem, and you have a right to end it. You did not stand by and watch. I know that what about the guy who hit the one with the chair in the head? Look, what was she doing just prior to? Why was she still out there in the middle of it all?
Yeah.
Did she call for help? Did she stop anybody? Pastor Meach, Great American Blackout, Juneteenth through August 6th, Black Sabbath. We're gonna finally get a holiday in August. We're gonna finally get a holiday in August. Because this is gonna be celebrated for years. For years. So again, let me ask, I guess I'll answer the question.
Yeah.
What if your spouse gets into a physical fight? I have thought about this, not from the perspective of this brawl, because nobody, for me in particular, talking about my wife or my kids, if you even suggest you're going to be violent with one of them, I'm not going to wait to figure it out. I'm going to agree that that's what you want to be, and I'm going to meet your violence with a level of violence that will make you regret the violence you thought to bluff. Because you're not going to get to do it.
Yeah.
You're not. If a woman walked up on my wife, or especially if a woman walked up on my wife, I would have tempered violence. I would just probably grab her by the shoulders and push her to the ground, grab my wife, let's go. And as long as the woman didn't come after us, she'd be safe.
Right.
She'd be safe. But if a man even turned and looked at Leticia and rolled his shoulders forward, bro, it is a wrap. It is, and again, I don't even know if I'll win. But I believe I'll have the purpose and the adrenaline too, because you are not going to expect that level of engagement that fast, that quick. And that's why I have to tell my kids. That's why I have to tell my wife, look, don't get yourself in a situation where it's going to be physical, because if I have to become physical, we don't know where this is going. And I don't want to kill nobody.
Right.
I cannot imagine being a killer. But I also can't know if I won't, if somebody tries to be violent with one of them three. And that's family.
Yeah.
If I was on BART, Donna, and I was on, and they was pulling off, the BART was pulling off, and I saw you on the platform, believe me, they stopping that train. I'm going to get off that train somehow. If I see violence happening to you or the threat of violence, I see a bunch of people starting to surround you in the corner, somehow that train stopping.
Yeah.
And if I got to fight 6 folks, let's go.
Yeah.
It's to be honorable. Let's go. And I think that's what I witnessed. What I witnessed was people saying, I don't think none of those black people who was out there thought they was going to get into a fight that day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, no. They were going for a ride on the boat.
They was having a chill day, chill weekend. They wasn't anybody even dressed for fighting. So it had to be the audacity of you in this space.
The caucasity, as we say now.
Yeah. You had the unmitigated gall to believe that you was going to physically violate this man's soul. You thought we was going to stand by and watch and be peaceful as if Dr. King was among us? Malcolm! Talk to us.
You are listening to the Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversations matter.
This song is for anybody that's going through something. Gray skies, looking a little dark in your life. Prayed about it, cried about it, and now you're waiting for an answer. We just want to remind you how God brought you out before. It ain't his first time. So while you waiting, go ahead and praise him. Because if he did it before, he can do it again. Sister, see that you're having some trouble today. The Father sent me to help you along the way. Yeah. Trials to make you stronger. Make you strong and it won't get long. Yeah. Tell them y'all. Cause this thing ain't the first time. It won't be the last time. Be the last time. I learned to trust him. How? Because I see him do it before. I am learning. I'm learning to praise without seeing. And I'll start right now. Start right now, because I know in the end. What's going to happen? He's going to do the same. Y'all sound real good on this. Yeah, he promised to never leave you, nor forsake you. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah. We got just a little bit more to say. Here we go. You can't have a testimony. Somehow he uses some of the worst things. Yeah, weeping, endures. All about it. Here we go this way. The first time. No, it won't be the last time. Be the last time. Tell them how y'all. Now I am learning to praise him without seeing it. Might as well start right now. Start right now, cause I know in the end. Tell them what you know. Hey. Yeah, think about this. He's never let you down. No. He's right now. There's no need to doubt him. He's already working things out. I hope y'all feeling this. We just trying to encourage you. Because it won't be like this always. But while you're waiting, stop complaining. He's working it out. So get to praising him. And you'll start to feel better. Tell him one more time, y'all. This ain't the first time. No, it won't be the last time. Be the last time. Each time I learn. Each time I learn. Yeah. Why? I'm learning to praise him. Without seeing. I'll start right now. He's gonna do it again. For all my brothers and my sisters, my aunties and uncles, nieces and nephews, I'm just trying to remind you, he ain't forgot about you. No. His word says it, that he's able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ask or think. So you just need to start calling him by his name. That's it. Come on, Michelle. Yeah, say that again. You're my healer, my father, my savior. Hey, Dave, grab the mic. You are my comfort, shelter, my helper. You was talking about you be my heart fixer. See, I see you do it time and time again. You
Bring some nuts about a guy you wanna love, you wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die till it's over, and then
it's nice and quiet. Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Deanna Evans. We are in episode 80. It's going down. I got to give it to Albert Beckworth. He's been on the text line.
All right.
Digging. He's been cracking me up too. He knew it was Seinfeld.
Oh.
He asked a question about you and his spouse. He had a picture of, he sent a meme of like MMA, somebody choking somebody out. I think that might be reference to Leticia.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna choke.
Sorry, Deacon Albert.
I tell you, if Leticia got into a fight, I think I would watch it a little while first, especially if he was winning. That would probably make me so excited. She'd be in trouble when we got home. She want to fight. If my wife got out there and whooped the chick, just
turned on because your wife beat up somebody.
Was talking hard to her, like, now what? What you gonna do?
No.
And just like went like real.
I wouldn't.
If Leticia went real hood, if it was Seth, you go real hood.
No, I would just put him to sleep.
That would be hood. That would be a hood move.
That's a hood move.
That'd be a hood
just
move.
A hook and sleep and then just lay him.
But you know what you have to do. You know how intimate you got to be willing to hurt them.
Well, I'm not into all the throwing punches and stuff like that.
I know,
just get it over
tired.
with. Just lay, go to sleep.
But if I saw that, when you got home, I'd be like, take a shower because you all sweaty and they sweat on them. But I'm gonna tear you up.
Donna.
That look good.
Miss Donna.
That turned me on.
Miss Donna.
Help me, Lord.
Miss Donna.
Lord, you understand.
You know all things.
I'm seeing all these memes of like Walmart doing a sale on folding chairs. Is that like
right?
Really a thing?
I don't know. Don't know. I've seen that. Yeah. I know Amazon.
I know. Folks going out just buying chairs because of what happened in Alabama. That can't happen.
Amazon had
true.
An Amazon ad popped up for white folding chairs on my phone.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Gosh.
Hey, seize the moment.
Right. All right, let's get into segment 3. We get a lot of good time in this one.
Yeah.
So it's a Q&A with Donna Williams. Donna's on the hot seat. Donna, you feel the hot? You feel the heat?
You feel the
Not
hot?
yet.
Not yet. Because you're hot.
Do you feel the hot?
You too hot? Donna, I got a question. My first question to you is this.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
What was life like for you when the Commodores came out with the song Brick House?
Oh,
She's
my
mighty, just letting it all hang out. 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand. Now she's a brick. What was your life like when that song came out?
I was married. But I was
I
was 30. I was 36. I was 36, 24, 36. I really was. I really was.
What a winning hand. That's a good. So I brought that question to you. You wouldn't know that.
No, you wouldn't know that.
Me asking that question.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was a long time ago. The 36, 24, 36 have taken off.
That's an hourglass.
That's an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Once upon it.
Shape. I'm telling you, there's some 25-year-old man, 32.
No.
He's like, ooh, I wish I had a picture of her.
She's so embarrassed.
Oh no, I have a picture of me in a red, it looks like pleather, red pleather dress with my natural. Yeah, I have to find it.
Are you looking like you in a blaxploitation film?
Uh-huh. I was showing somebody out the door. Actually, here at my aunt's house, I was visiting out here. I hadn't moved here yet. And somebody was saying something, some of my sister's friends, and I was showing them out the door. And somebody took a picture of me in my red mini dress with my big knife.
Wow.
And you was a 30. I got to see that picture.
You may not want to show it to him, Mr.
No, we're not going to have that conversation.
I need a copy
Don't let him handle it.
Somebody, I'll pay you $25 for a copy of that picture.
Yeah, because it would be all over social media for sure.
I don't know. I don't know where it is. I think it's either in my Facebook pictures or in my phone.
I'm going to find it.
Uh-oh.
He's
going to go on a quest.
All right, Leticia, your first question.
Your most memorable childhood, well, I don't want to say memorable in memory, but something that you remember from your childhood that it just brings you wonderful thoughts and comfort?
Yes. There are two things, actually, and they both have to do with my grandparents. My sister and I lived with my grandparents for 3 years while my mother and father and baby brother, or my father was stationed in Louisiana. And for some reason, they went and sent us to my mother's parents. The one thing I remember, that one Christmas, there was this doll, Tony doll, that was just the news. Everybody wanted a Tony doll. Of course, it was a white doll, and it was almost life size. And I wanted a Tony doll. I didn't expect to get one, but I wanted it. And that Christmas, that Tony doll showed up. I still think about it.
Wow.
The excitement. And the other memory I have is my grandfather was a taciturn man. He didn't talk to us very much, didn't talk to us kids very much. But he was a very smart man. His week job was to go to the cotton field and pick cotton and chop cotton. But he was the superintendent of the AME church that was named after my grandmother's family. And he was a reader. But the only books he could afford were Reader's Digest. They took the newspaper. I think they took the National, I don't know if it's called the National Enquirer. It was out of Philadelphia. It was mostly the black paper, the Philadelphia Inquirer, or the paper that the Muslims put out. I remember reading that paper. But he would buy Reader's Digest. And he had a rickety bookcase next to the door that led into their bedroom, stacked high with Reader's Digest. And I would sit and read through those Reader's Digest. My grandfather never traveled any farther than from his hometown to where we were raised. So now when I travel, every time I travel, I buy a Reader's Digest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just
that's got to be something from the South.
Reader's Digest?
Yeah, because when I was growing up, my grandparents in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The family bathroom where the grandkids got to go. When you sat on the toilet, across from you was a bookshelf filled with nothing but Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it too. And maybe it was my dad's mom's house.
Yeah.
Maybe it was my grandma, my dad's side that I saw it.
Yeah.
You usually just sit there, and if you want, you know, doing a number 2, you just pull one out and just read.
The thing about Reader's Digest is that they cover all topics. I mean, and then there's humor and there's anecdotes, and then
that's cool.
That was the reading material.
Nice memories.
We have Donna under fire. She's on the hot seat. Here's my question. When you had your first child, I know it was a girl, daughter, what food and beverage did you crave the most after giving birth?
I don't even remember craving a food because of the circumstances surrounding the birth of my first child. I wasn't married. So that was trauma for me in that community because I was the overachiever, right? And so a lot of people took great joy in the fact that the overachiever had fallen. Remember the day and the time and the age, right? Yeah. And so it was coping with the shame, coping with the realization of how people now viewed me, again, dealing with all of that. So the experience of being pregnant doesn't bring a happy memory for me. That first child doesn't bring any happy memories.
How old were you?
21.
21.
21.
Yeah.
And I'm interested because how did you break the news, or how did you?
Oh my God. I came home from college. See, I went off to college, 2 years junior college at home, and then went off to the university and just didn't think. I was a virgin when I went off that third year of college, and just, I don't know if I thought I was grown, just made a decision that wasn't a great decision. And I had to come home. I came home and I wasn't feeling well, right? I kind of of course I suspected, but you're in denial. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor confirmed it. And I had to come home and tell my mother, whose words to me, see, they didn't teach you about sex back then.
Right.
Her words to me were, don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And the church, of course, didn't address it, and the schools didn't address it. And when I told my mother, and she was just like, but that granddaughter, you would have thought that was her child. In fact, she wanted it to be her child, right? When I moved to California and I left my daughter there for a little period of time, and I came back to get her, and my mother was like, you just ought to let her stay here. And this is my child, not yours. She's coming with me. But yeah, that 9 months was, it was an experience.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. It's funny because that happened to you in the South, and most girls who get pregnant in the West Coast, and they get pregnant young, well, much younger than 21. 21 is considered
16,
grown.
14,
but when they get
15.
pregnant young, they send them to the South to have a baby.
Because they're trying to cover the shame. They don't want anyone to know. So they send them away.
When you get pregnant in the South, there's nowhere to go.
Well, I had classmates that got married. They were in high school and they got pregnant. And those parents said, you will marry. And actually, those marriages lasted. One is still, they're still married. And another one, the husband has passed away. But up until his death, they stayed married. But I had a classmate that I'm pretty sure they sent her away because she was pregnant, right? But I think it was almost a senior year of high school. And she moved away. And the next thing we knew, she came back, she was married, had a child. And we're like, what happened here? Yeah. So, yeah, they would send, if they had some place to send them,
they would do it.
They would do it.
All right. Leticia, your next question.
What do you have a phobia? And if so, what is your greatest phobia?
Oh, gosh, I hate snakes.
Snakes.
I can't look at them on television and movies and pictures. Oh, my gosh, no.
Even on screen?
No, in screen, nothing. I can't look. I have a memory of my grandparents lived in the country, what I call the hope to die country. And my mother was there for some reason. And we were going to school. Yeah, she was there. There was some kind of school program. And I walk out of the gate of the house and walk up to the car. And I turn around and my mother's backing up. I'm like, what in the world? What is she backing up? And look down and there's a snake, mouth wide open. I don't know if I had stepped over it or what. My grandmother comes out with the hoe and chops his head off, takes care of that.
Good old grandma. They're not scared of anything.
Nothing. Look, what were grandmas built with? Because grandmothers, they weren't scared of nothing.
Not a thing.
They survived.
They survived.
They survived.
They had nowhere near the technology. They weren't scared of nothing.
They did what they had to do. They lived down the hill. There was a railroad track not even a mile away from the house. And there was a hill, kind of a hill. And sometimes the trains would have what they called hot cars, and sparks would come out and set the grass on fire. And my grandparents would be out there. My grandfather would be out there beating out the fire so that it didn't get to the house and whoever else lived in the area. Yeah, they were tough. They were resilient. And they did what they had to do.
That is why we are here.
Absolutely.
We weren't raised by no punks.
Not at all. Not at all.
So my question, who is your all-time favorite? Well, what is your all-time favorite rap song, and who's your all-time favorite rap artist?
Are you asking Miss Donna?
Yes, because I know it's outside of her.
What?
You can't give me a Jim Crow
South answer on this one.
Uh-oh.
You know what, Dion? You and the Jim Crow thing. I'm like,
I love it.
That's what California people do. You're just so elitist about Jim Crow. I'm trying to think. What's that? What did Kool Mo D have? What was that song that he had? Kool Mo D. I can't remember.
West.
Yeah.
How You Like Me Now?
Yeah, How You Like Me Now?
No, Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West. Yeah. That one. That's the earliest one I remember. The others I couldn't pay attention to. Yeah.
I used to live downtown, 129th Street. Everything's upbeat, partying. That's my favorite.
I don't even know if Double Dutch Bus is a rap. I don't know if it is.
Oh, there was one, right? The
Double Dutch bus moving down the street.
Be a hoe if you got your funky bus.
Now, who was that? Who was that? Who was that?
That song used to always trip me out because at the end they start talking that pig Latin.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It actually that was words, right?
It was actually words. But
they were doing pig Latin.
So I was like,
I never could figure out pig Latin. I remember a classmate one time we were in band, and she was just sitting there going, "Iske ame uribe," and the band director said, "I speak pig Latin, and I know what you're saying."
I remember when I first decoded.
Yeah,
my aunt and my mom would talk in the car because we'd be, how many kids between them? 10, 11 between them. We were doing this big station wagon.
Well, did they have wood panels?
No, ours didn't have wood panels.
Oh, they ain't real.
But it had that third row seat that we used to hire cousins in and try to get them across
the one that
town.
said backwards facing the wind, facing the rear view.
But you can lay it down.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. We used to hide our cousins underneath until they got home, and we're like, surprise, we want to stay the night. But we would all pack in the car, and so for them to have their conversation, they would speak pig Latin. I remember just listening and one day decoding it, and I don't know how I decoded it. And when I told them I understood what they were saying, they said I didn't, and they were like, "Tell us what we said," and I did, and they're like, "That's it, no more being in the car."
In the words of Ren and Stimpy, you idiot!
Why did I give it up on myself?
Shouldn't have told them.
I was so excited to figure it out. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, you can't tell them. You're supposed to hold that to yourself.
Wait. I think I figured this out. Well, I was excited to decode it.
Yeah. But that gave you the advantage. You gave you advantage.
I did. Oh, well.
All right, your next question. So wait. That's your favorite rap song, favorite rap artist?
I don't think I have a favorite.
Kumo D?
Now, if you had to listen to a rap artist, who would it be?
That's good. I guess I would listen to Tupac. I would listen to Tupac. Yeah.
Now I clown around when I hang around with the underground girls used to frown saying, "Damn, when I come around."
Oh, okay.
All right, your next question.
What movie genre do you most dislike and why?
Black movies.
Take your shot, then, Leon. Just take your shot.
Actually, if we're revisiting this, didn't Miss Donna see more of the? Yeah. So you probably need to
top of the 21st
down there.
She knows she has seen more than I have.
Right.
That is true.
I don't go to horror movies. I don't like horror movies. And for one reason, and this is just purely a Donna thing, I don't want to be bringing in little demons home sitting on my shoulder. I don't do horror movies, period. Not the kind that, are just demonic and occultic and all that. Mm-hmm. I don't do those. Mm-hmm. But the other movies, I don't like violence in movies. Although I like The Equalizer, which is really weird. I love seeing Denzel, do what he does in those movies.
Sort of like
that's like Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, that's what
Justice.
It's kind of like
that's exactly
justice, violence only for the sake of justice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You didn't like the old mobster movies?
Scarface, Godfather.
All those.
I loved The Godfather. I really did. I liked The Godfather. I watched Scarface one time. Is that the one where they say hello to my little friend? Yeah. Watched it one time. And usually that's how I am with movies. Unless it's really one that resonates with me, I only watch them one time. Yeah. I'm done.
The Godfather, Scarface. I used in the beginning years of our marriage, I watched those at least once a year.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh wow.
I watched them.
The Godfather. Yeah. I fell in love with Michael Corleone until he turned mobster, and then I was like, Michael,
Al
I
Pacino.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Al Pacino.
I liked him as a mobster too.
Yes.
If you like mobster,
yes. Eye candy.
I think I'm a mobster. Wouldn't last.
Oh gosh.
Like, what are you selling? What are you mobbing? Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's just straight sugar.
All right, so we got more questions. Again, this is our interview segment. We're doing a Q&A with Donna Williams on the hot seat. She has no idea the questions that are being fired at her. And so we got about 15 seconds before we go to our next break. So I'll ask this question. Do you remember the first meal you cooked your husband?
That is a great question. And quite frankly, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. I remember.
Uh-oh.
See, I just
did he enjoy it?
She looked up and she found
there was something tied to
and
it.
now she's bringing it down to us. This is like the children of Israel receiving the commandment from Moses from God. She looked up. She found. So I'm gonna bring it down here, and we're gonna tell them what this story is. But y'all gotta wait till we come back. We're gonna go to break. It's Issues After Dark. Donna Williams, Dion Evans, our Thursday sidekick, Rose Apothecary. Locally.
Lord, I'm running, trying to make 199, and I won't do. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 199, and I won't do. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 199, and I won't do. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 199, and I won't do. 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, on my knees every day. Lord, please hear me when I pray. Please forgive me when I stumble. Lord, I want to be in the number. Lord, I run, try to make because 99 is something just won't do. Lord, I'm running because when I have something just won't do. On my knees every day. Hey, Lord, please hear me when I pray. Please forgive me when I stumble. Lord, I want to be in the number. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 99 is something just won't do. Trying to make it big, but I have no love. Turn me around, try to make me lose my mind. Don't worry,
I'm your idol, the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. And understand I got the gift of speech and it's a blessing. So listen to the
Issues
lesson.
After Dark, episode 80. He's so close. I was Donna, I was this Saturday, day after my birthday. Oh, by the way, publicly, thank you for the birthday blessing.
You're welcome.
I was at the NorCal barbecue.
Ooh.
Saturday for Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated.
Nice.
Do you have any idea how many bros listen to our broadcast?
Are you kidding?
Oh my
God.
God.
Bros. Hey.
Hi, was the broadcast.
Hi, Chris.
People, about how do we do it? They knew the subject matter. They knew the people.
Oh my goodness.
Got a comment. Just feel free to comment. A lot of
absolutely.
People don't engage the way they used to engage.
No.
It's a different platform.
No.
It is different, but still, engagement is you're listening. You might as well engage.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I don't know.
You're already listening. Why not just? It's like people will listen, and they will hit the like button and all that kind of, and they'll share it to their page, but they don't comment like they used to.
Yeah. Guys, we're lonely. We feel like we're talking to ourselves. You need to come on and comment.
Loneliness.
Well, here we go. You know our Luther songs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He sings them all the time.
He sing them to you? Does he sing them to you?
He just sings them all the time.
It's such a sad affair.
You even have the vibrato.
Yeah.
All I need is a sparkly jacket.
Okay, we're not going there. We're not going there.
We will not go there.
We're not going there. We're not going there. No.
One look in your eye. I'm just saying.
Oh, I love that
Donna,
song.
let's get to it.
Yes.
First dinner you ever made for your husband.
Oh, right. I don't know if it was the first dinner, but I prepared cabbage for him the way my mother prepared cabbage for us. And he informed me the cabbage was not cooked. It was too crunchy. I'm like,
uh-oh.
What do you mean too crunchy? He wanted it, just
soft,
all the nutrients cooked out of it. So that's from that point forward. That's how I prepared cabbage. I didn't like it that way, but that's the way his mother cooked it. So
what did you say?
It that way.
It sounds like you like your vegetables with all the nutrients cooked out of it. Yeah.
That's how folks who got out of the Jim Crow South, that's how they cook.
Huh? What's the rationale behind that? Do you know?
If you're in the Jim Crow South, you cooked it with the nutrients. If you got out of the Jim Crow South, you didn't cook with nutrients. You just willed.
You cooked it until it was soggy.
Until it was done.
It was soggy.
Started disintegrating.
Yeah.
All right, Tish.
Okay. I was gonna go. If you could teleport to space and time, where would it be and why?
To a space and time. Mm-hmm. I know where I would like to if I had the means. Actually, I would teleport to Nigeria for one reason, because of a group of young adults that I've made a connection with, that I would love to go and see them in their element, in their homeland, how they interact, their culture, their traditions. Yeah, I would go to Nigeria. And then the second place I would teleport to would be England. I don't know why. I
love England, huh?
I love England. I do. I'm such an Anglophile, and I don't know why. Except ancestry.
Together.
That would be great. I would love it.
We could go and visit the Spencers.
Yeah. I went to London twice. Mm-hmm. I want to get outside of the big city, though. I want to see the countryside. I saw the Spencers, I think the first time. Yeah, the first time I went there.
I saw
We saw the Spencers, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Nigeria and then England.
So can I ask you a question about Nigeria? You said you work with a set of young...
I connected with a group. No, I connected with a group on Clubhouse of Nigerian young adults And what's so interesting, you know, I have a thing in Barbara Williams, Mother Barbara Williams, has a running joke with me. I don't want to be called mother, right? Like the church mother, I don't want to be called mother. I went into the room and became connected with the group, and their name for me, and it's out of respect, is Mama D. And I'm good with Mama D.
What's the Tanya call you? Does she call you Mama D sometimes too?
Yes, she calls me Mama D. She calls me Mama D. So I'm good with that. But still, don't call me mother in the church. I'm not ready for that. And let me tell you why, though. It's not about the age. It's about the mindset behind calling a woman mother in the church. For me, is that now that means you can take your seat and sit down. You're good. You know, you're good. You're over there in the corner in the white with the big pocketbook and the peppermint candy with the lint attached to it, giving and no shaking your finger at the young people. No longer of value to the ministry. And I'm pushing back at that. Now, this is just me. This is not to say that's what the mother's role is in all churches, but that's what I've experienced and seen in my being raised in the Baptist denomination. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So.
Interesting. All right, I got a question. This one's a doozy.
Uh-oh.
This was gonna make the wheel hive come after me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
Please don't take it too far.
If I don't take it too far, it wouldn't be Deion Evans. Are you kidding?
Give the show also
asking
be respectful
me not to
too.
take it too
Just
far.
also be respectful too.
Is forcing me to take it too far.
I reserve the right.
How long you been married to me?
28 years.
Don't act new.
I still think you can be.
Well, hope deferred makes the heart sick.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
It's gonna quote scripture.
Have you ever worn a two-piece bikini? And under what circumstances would you wear one?
Oh my gosh. I've never worn one. I've worn a one piece. I don't swim. I don't like the beach. I'm not crazy about being on the beach in a swimsuit. So that's not an issue for me. Under what circumstance? I would wear one if I was still a size 5. 36, 24, 36. You don't want to see this in a two-piece bikini. No. So size 5, I would wear one.
Hey, there's a lot of women making money wearing two-piece bikinis. They size 22s.
But they have, yeah. I can't do it. I can't.
All right, Tisha.
I can't do it.
In one word, describe yourself.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. In one word, describe myself. Loyal. Loyal. I'm going to add 2 other words. 3 other words. To a fault.
To a fault.
But loyal. Yeah, but loyal. Loyal. Stay longer than I should. Hang on longer than I should. In anything. And not just in personal relationships, but in anything. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so let me see if you remember. Do you remember my guilty pleasure?
Watching videos, fight videos.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been in a fist fight? And if so, who was it with and who won?
I have never been in a fist fight. Never. I have lost my temper. I don't lose my temper very often, the way I can lose my temper. But when I do, then I'm concerned about the person I'm angry with. So I control that part of me. I don't like that part of me, that temper that shows up. So I've never been in a fist fight. I can remember, though, I would have friends in high school, good friends. And then they would decide maybe for a week, they wouldn't have anything to do with me. One friend was a ringleader, and she would rally the other couple of friends, and they wouldn't have a thing to do with me. And they would loud talk around me and ignore me until I would get to the point where I was fed up. And then I would just explode. It didn't matter if we were in class. I would just snap. And then they'd be fine. until the next time they decided
Wow.
to see. But I never approached them to, start a fight or anything. But I would just finally have enough and say, okay, the Popeye principle. That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
Can't stand no more.
And it was like, yeah. And then they were good. Go figure.
What age range? You said high school?
High school, yeah.
High school.
High school. Mean
High
girls.
school. Mean girls.
Mean girls, yeah.
For absolutely no reason at all.
No reason at all. Never figured out why they would do that. Never figured it out. Yeah. That's life.
Your question.
My question. Do you have a hidden talent?
I was thinking about that today. I can draw. I can look at a picture and draw it. I just don't do it. Yeah, I just don't do it. I never cultivated it. Every now and then I will sit down and look at something and see if I can still do that. And I can, but I'm not interested in doing it.
It doesn't bring you any kind of satisfaction or anything like that.
No, not at all.
An artist.
Just visual I just recreate. I don't, create anything out of my own creativity, which tells me right away that now, Donna, it's not your passion. But I can.
But that's a giftedness because
it is a gift.
You can look at something and reproduce it.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that either.
Right. Because I see it. I don't know how to explain this, but I can look at something and figure out how to draw it. Just look at it, go, okay, I see it. I see it. And then I can reproduce it. I can remember we were going to Jamaica, and I have that somewhere. And there was this picture, this print hanging on the wall of a man and a woman dancing, but it was just the outline of it. It wasn't filled in. And I thought, I like that. I'm going to draw that. And I did.
Wow.
And brought it back. Brought it back home. And so it's somewhere around, but it's not anything I pursue. Do it.
Interesting.
If you could date a civil rights leader, who would it be?
Oh my
and
goodness.
Why?
Let's see. If I could date a civil rights leader, who would it be and why? That's a great question. Because I never looked at Dr. King that way. Never looked at Jesse Jackson that way. Now, this is going to seem weird. It's going to seem weird because this would not in real life be a thing. But I'd say James Baldwin. And I know that wasn't going to happen. But James Baldwin.
Well, yes.
Because the conversations.
You could have been a good friend.
Oh, the conversations, the listening to him and engaging with him. Yeah. James Baldwin.
He's intriguing.
I think James Baldwin was done a huge disservice by humanity.
Yeah.
Black people in this country, if they weren't so much pressed to deal with his sexuality, but cared more about his intellect and what he was talking about, we would be in a whole different strategy.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
That dude, and it's funny, I had never heard of James Baldwin until I got to college, and that was my junior year when I had transferred to San Francisco State University, and I wasn't turned on by James Baldwin because the first thing I heard about him, he's a gay playwright. Oh hell, yes. And then as I got older and I'm hearing he's historical Black literature. And so now I got to get a little involved because I can't be too ignorant of his writings. And then YouTube and social media comes out. Now they're doing these small videos of him at Cambridge. And he is sitting there in a sea of an angry mob arguing with great intellect about the plight of Black people. Yep. And I'm thinking, man, I'm in my late 30s.
Yep.
This dude was dope.
He was brilliant.
And yet, I would say the majority of the world has never truly appreciated him because they threw his sexuality in our face before we could even know who he was.
Yep. Strategy. Strategy.
We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side, more with Donna on the hot seat. That's it. It ain't in a two-piece, but it's hot.
1, 2, 3, say. You might as well go on ahead and get your dance on. Jesus, be Evans. I'm asking you to protect me. I know you can. I know you will. Fight my battles. I keep still. Can you say one more time? Be offense. Say offense. I see you. I see you. I'm asking you to protect me. I know you can, I know you will. Fight my battle, just keep still. Say, yeah.
This is my prayer, Lord, that I pray each and every day, that you would guide my footsteps, let the stumble and stay. Lord, I need you to direct me all along the way. Oh, Lord, be a fence all around me every day. Come on, help me say,
Jesus, Jesus, say, offense.
all around me.
I'm asking you to protect me.
I want you to protect me as I travel along the way.
I know you can, I know you will. Fight my battles and just keep still. Say,
sometimes the way gets so rough, y'all, and the nights are so long. And my hour weakness and our enemy try to steal my soul. But when it comes like a flood to surround me, my God will step in and stand in your way. Oh Lord, be a fence all around me every day.
come on, somebody just say,
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, be a fence so long. I'm asking you to protect me.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Donnot Evans, our special guest on Thursday. Leticia.
Yes.
Y'all, round high face. I love it. We celebrated 28 years of marriage.
Yes.
I've been married to her longer than I wasn't married.
We did not go to the Olive Garden.
Yes.
We went to a Brazilian steakhouse.
You went to the steakhouse, yeah.
Yeah, I was full for today. We just pigged out.
And they came home and went to sleep.
And then got up and went to a nice creamery in Castro
Yeah,
Valley.
that was cool.
I love it. That's the way you
Shout out
celebrate.
to some folks who have chimed in on us. Nina Shoemate, fan, friend, I say. And Andre Jackson. Andre Jackson is the first time I think he's ever
Andre
said something public.
Hmm.
His son is one of the kids I coach in track and field and now football.
Oh, all right.
Oh, nice.
All right.
And his son is a fellow classmate, a sophomore, with my son's dad.
You have a sophomore. You have a sophomore. How about that?
Yeah.
Wow. Years
He
of
better
flying
act like
by.
if he wants to become a junior, but
He'll be fine.
he's a sophomore for now. He made it.
Yes. Very
Right.
good. Very good.
He's got
That's
a
the goal.
Bobby Brown haircut. That's what the kids call it. Bobby Brown. Like, no,
What's a
Gumby.
Bobby Brown haircut?
You know,
Gumby.
I can't sleep
Oh.
at
A
night.
little bit of an angle.
It's a little bit on the
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
This-
It looks good
okay.
on him. I like it.
It does look nice on
It
him.
looks nice on him. The boy's
Very
gorgeous.
nice.
He's a good looking
He's a
dude.
good looking boy.
He is a good looking.
God,
He is a
boy,
good looking young man.
Yeah.
look at daddy.
Yes, I was waiting for that to come.
Yeah.
For
You know. All right.
Mhm.
All right. I
It's
got
my
another
t-
question for you.
Was it your turn?
Yeah.
I was going to try to sneak it in, but I guess you were paying attention. So.
Of
Go
course
ahead
I'm
and get
paying
your
attention.
question. Go ahead and get your
Okay,
question.
you're an avid reader, right?
Yeah.
Have you always been since childhood? And if so, do you remember your first book that you read?
Oh, my first book was Dick and Jane.
Ah.
C-Spot Run.
You're like, oh, this is
Weren't
good
those
reading.
little yellow
This
books?
is good reading.
Oh my gosh. I have always been a reader like that. I can remember my grandmother when we would go to town because they lived in the country, and I would buy comic books, Little Lulu. Gosh, I'm dating myself.
I remember.
And- And my grandmother tried to get me to just read one because they had different sections, right? You read this story, then you read the story. She tried to get me to just read one story at a time, save the others for. I'm like, I'm reading the whole thing.
Devouring
What
it.
you mean? I did. I would devour it.
Hmm.
She didn't understand that. She didn't understand why I didn't wait.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, here's my question.
Mhm.
If you could reproduce one of Jesus's miracles
Mm.
today, which would it be?
Gosh.
What miracle of Jesus would you reproduce today?
I think the bread and the fish, the loaves of bread and the fish. I would want to see how that happened. How did this basket being passed around keep multiplying and keep multiplying and keep on? I would like to see that. I would like to see that more than him walking on water or turning, because I can kind of envision what that looks like, right? I want to see how this multiplication happened with just this minimal amount of food. Did it just, the bread just break into two and the fish become two fish? I want to know.
Yeah, it's funny because it's not like they had knives and forks.
Right.
So they're just pinching pieces of bread, pinching fish. Ooh, that could not have been hygienic.
Dion,
wasn't
think
about
of the-
hygiene.
Think of the times, Dion. I'm sure that was
I mean, they didn't have hand sanitizer,
bathtubs or
they didn't have soap
showers.
and water. People just getting a little bit of fish. All right, Tisha, your next question. You got one more question? I got one more question.
Oh, you go yours next, and I'll do the last. You do yours next.
I was banking on you doing yours. I'm debating.
You wanted to close out? What? No.
No, I don't care about closing out. All right, I'll ask a weird question.
Okay.
If you were forced to dress up for Halloween, what Star Wars character would you be?
Star Wars.
I'd be Yoda.
I thought you were gonna say Princess Leia.
I'd be Yoda.
Can you talk like Yoda?
No, I cannot talk like Yoda.
Thank you, Miss Donna. Don't do that. That would be recorded.
He was about to make me fall out.
Oh my
I
god.
cannot like Yoda. I have to become. No, I can do voices, some voices, but I don't think I can do.
Come on, Donna, give me Yoda.
I
Yoda
cannot
just
do
says the
Yoda.
last word earlier. It says the last word first.
I know, but the what is the quote that everyone uses? There, do I not do? There is no try. I can't do Yoda. I can't do it.
Wow. I can see you being Yoda in all green little ears.
Absolutely. Yoda was
just a little bit of
intelligent.
your hair come through with like a skull cap.
Yoda was
funny.
wise. Yoda was wise.
That was funny.
He was wise.
I wasn't expecting that.
Okay. This one you can't say London. You just can't say
Okay.
London. I'll just preface
Okay.
it by saying that.
Okay.
If you could live anywhere around the globe, where would you choose to live, and why would you choose to live there?
Israel. I would live in Israel. And the reason I would live in Israel is I had the advantage of visiting Israel in the 90s, and it felt like home. It really did. I don't have any better way to explain it, that it felt like home. Nothing was familiar, but it just felt like you belong here.
Oh, interesting.
So I would live in Israel. Yeah.
I would love to visit. I know Dion went. He led a group.
Yeah, he did with KFAX, right?
KFAX, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go, but he was the only one that could go. I have one more quick question.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Well, I gave up my last one, so I'm kind of just going back in order again.
You gave up.
I'm going back in order. This technically would be my time.
I can't believe this.
I love this. I love.
Get your folks ready.
I have a chair nearby. You first encountered Dion. Was it via the radio?
No, I stalked him because he was doing a pastor's wives show. You know, when he did the ads in the Post or whatever newspaper it was. And I saw it. He had posted it on Facebook, and he was doing a pastor's wives show. Oh, well, wait a minute. I should be on that show. So I stalked him about pastor's wives. I really did. I really did.
Well,
and that's how we made the, yeah.
I remember your voice.
Yeah.
There were two voices I remembered distinctly on Dion's show. One was yours, because I just thought your content, your responses were so it was piercing. It just was. I want to hear more. I was really upset. I think I was in the car driving, and I was really upset because I wanted to hear more. And I remember wanting so badly to see what you looked like. I just remember that. And then I remember seeing you for the first time. I think it was at may have been a revival or something in West.
Oh yeah, it was the citywide. It was the citywide
to your car, and I remember thinking, "Oh, that's her." I was like, "I saw a star." Oh, that's her. Oh, hi. And you and I think it was Charles Cole that I heard on with Dion, and you both. I thought these are phenomenal. Yes,
God is good. I'm glad that Dion didn't say this woman is crazy.
Oh no,
and ignore me.
Oh no, we talked about you, as we still do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Comment, Donna.
Thank you for the questions. I love it because it makes me think and process, and I appreciate both of you. Thank you.
Tisha?
I thank you for who you are and being ready, always ready to respond. It's phenomenal.
Always be ready to give an answer for the hope that lies within you.
Always ready.
Exactly.
Good night.
Exactly.
And God bless you.
Night. Good night.
You have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
I'm Mo Kelly. You are listening to Issues After Dark with my friends Donna and Dion.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast news. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.